buzzing, everyone? This is SM127, and I'm going to be reacting to Growing Up Without Cable in today's video. So, I'm here with Rhiannon.
Hi.
Who you guys haven't seen in over a month.
Yeah.
And I keep on saying this, but Stella will be back soon. She's just been really busy with schoolwork, and I have too. The 3, 2, 1, clickety clack and go.
Imagine if Netflix, YouTube, and Hulu never existed. What would you be watching right now?
Yeah.
Would you be watching this?
No, maybe I would be watching PBS Kids if Netflix didn't exist.
Yeah.
Because you watched PBS Kids before too, right?
Yeah, I used to watch PBS Kids.
Yeah, they're...
And instead of watching a single 5-second skippable ad in the beginning,
Super
you have to watch 5 30-second long unskippable
Yeah,
ads.
Super Y was a really good show.
Anything more annoying? An advertisement right in the middle of your show? I don't know if my parents were being cheap or trying to discourage an unhealthy habit of watching too much TV, but growing up, my parents didn't have cable television at all in the house. Now, in this
the
modern day and
TheOdd1sOut
age
did
of
not have
online
any
content,
cable.
some of you are living perfectly content lives without cable. I know I am. But you have to understand, in the early 2000s, online video wasn't a thing.
Yeah, that was
YouTube
not a
was
thing.
created in 2005, but what did that have? This guy at a zoo?
Yeah, me at the zoo from April 23rd, 2005.
Through the TV.
Yeah.
And if your parents didn't pay $65 a month to get cable,
15 years, or 16 years
with
since that's been
Jimmy
posted.
Neutron or Courage the Cowardly Dog. The only thing you got was this green brother and sister called PBS Kids.
Yeah, they're the PBS
and
Kids.
whatever these things were.
Yeah.
PBS
Like there's PBS and now there's PBS and there were PBS Kids.
That meant all the shows on PBS Kids were government or privately funded. So
Public
the shows
Broadcasting
on PBS
Service
didn't really
Kids.
have any commercials per se, but they did have the same sponsorship ads that would play a message before every show. If you grew up on PBS Kids, then Juicy Juice and Where a Kid Can Be a
Juicy
Kid
Juice,
just
yes, I love
engraved in your
that.
memory. And also,
when I was
every
little.
show would thank you, the viewer,
I
for
don't think I've seen
watching. I
that.
think that's really nice. So, everyone watching
Oh
this,
yes.
you're welcome. I'm kind of glad my parents didn't buy cable. Because instead of spending hours of my time watching mindless television, I spent hours of my time watching television with morals.
Television with morals.
Yep, a lot of shows on PBS were either educational or taught you how to be a good person.
Yeah,
Shows
PBS
I'm gonna
Kids
mention
taught
had
you a
pretty
lot of
crazy
morals.
concepts, but the conflicts in each episode were very down to earth and slice of lifey, almost like the shows were made for children. Like in Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Oh yes, Clifford the Big Red Dog. That was the show back then.
Who grew up to be the size of a freaking house for no reason, except for the fact that the girl loved the dog so much that he grew up to be a monster. So that means
apparently she loved. Apparently, Emily Elizabeth loves big dogs.
So yeah, a giant red dog is a pretty weird premise, but the episodes
I mean,
were about
imagine having a giant red
this
dog.
dog feels bad that he tore up his owner's sweater, and his friends tell him to just be honest.
I'd be creeped out if I saw that.
Or the episode where this new dog moves into town, but he's missing a leg, and then Clifford and his friends have to learn that having 3 legs still means you can accomplish a lot of things any normal
Yes, you can still accomplish a lot of things, even though you have 3 legs instead of 4.
Next is Dragon Tales, the show that made dragons.
Oh, of course, Dragon Tales, that was a show.
He's the biggest, not so bright. There's Cassie, she's so shy, but so very smart. There's Zach and Wheezy and their Tales of Fun.
Don't even get me started on Zach and Wheezy, guys.
Dragon Tales, Dragon Tales. It's almost time for dragons. The show was pretty similar to Clifford. The characters would spend an episode learning everyday things like how to do a cartwheel, or they would try to make it rain.
They learned how to do cartwheels in that show.
Emmy and Max. Grandpa Dragon who knew Spanish for some reason. Don't come too close, niños. And that was
this Grandpa Dragon.
On the show, actually.
I forgot what his name was because it's been so long.
In a wheelchair? Which, just like Clifford, is a good character because it teaches kids that disabled people are still people.
Yeah, true. Disabled people can still achieve a lot of things. I mean, I have autism, but I can still achieve a lot of things.
Dragon, a mythical beast known for destroying cities. In a wheelchair?
Really?
If you wanted to stop a dragon from destroying your city, then you just don't install wheelchair ramps anywhere. I should stop talking. I rate the show a 10 out of 10.
Another 10 out of 10.
Now let's talk
Next.
about Arthur. Here's some fun trivia.
Arthur the
Aardvark is
Aardvark.
supposed to be an aardvark.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't see it. Basically, it
Yes,
was a
I
show
watched
about
that
Arthur
show
and his
before,
other furry
too.
friends learning
I mean,
lessons. But Arthur
I mean, I
tended to
heard there was
tackle
also
more
this one
serious
episode
subjects than the other two
with a
shows.
gay
Like, they
couple,
have episodes where
with
DW
Arthur's
hears her
dad.
parents get
I
in a
mean,
fight
with
and she
his,
worries
with
about
I
them
think it
getting
was
a
his
divorce.
teacher marrying
Or
his
the episode where
marrying
Arthur
his
Falcon
like
punches his little
boyfriend,
sister, and even having to deal with someone you know getting cancer.
talking about
The
LGBT.
character gets treatment and lives, by the way, because it's a kid's show. 10 out of 10. Next, let's talk about my
Next up,
favorite show on
Cyber
PBS
Chase.
Kids. Cyber Chase.
Oh, I used to watch Cyber Chase.
Oh yeah, that show is also good too.
The
Yeah.
show didn't teach kids morals or how to properly treat the disabled. It taught them something far more important. Math.
It
Cyber
taught them
Chase is
about
set inside a
math.
virtual
Wow.
computer world,
So
and
that
this one
so apparently the
character
show
named
taught
Motherboard
math.
was supposed to be the queen/protector
Yeah.
of this world, but she sucks at her job.
I mean,
because
Cyber
the villain
Chase
of
has
the
been
show,
out for,
Christopher Lloyd,
I don't know, I
infects
guess
her with a
19
virus.
years.
So now these three kids have to go on adventures using
Yeah.
math principles to thwart the bad guy's plans to save Motherboard.
Mommy board, as James said. They need to save the motherboard.
We need to save
Yeah.
Motherboard. And unlike all the other shows, this show had an overarching story. The kids would always get this close to
Well,
saving Motherboard, but
they
nothing
don't.
they did worked. When I was a kid, I always wondered how much longer it would be until they finally saved her.
Yeah, how much do
They
they
never
save?
did. The show's been going on for 16 years.
Well, at
and
the
they're
time it was
still
16
learning new
years,
math
now it's
principles
19
Trying to
years.
save Motherboard. I think they're at calculus at
Yeah.
this point. The
Yeah,
show
they
is
should be at
teaching you
calculus at this
slower
point
than an
because they're
actual
probably
school.
like
What
20
kind
or
of a show makes you
22.
wait 16 years for a conclusion? Cyber Chase does, and it's
So
one of the
that's
best
another
shows ever created.
10 out of 10.
One last show I
Last
want to bring
one.
up is called
The
Caillou.
last
All
one
you need
before
to
it
know
gets
about
to the
Caillou
review.
is that I hate
Caillou.
him. Caillou is a 4-year-old and a demon. He constantly throws a tantrum
Oh, yeah.
whenever he doesn't get his
Oh yeah,
way.
apparently
Even in his
Caillou
theme
apparently
song, he
taught
mentions
kids
how much of a brat he
to
is.
throw a temper tantrum to get their way.
Yeah.
And then
He
he's
was
crying
kind of
like a child.
annoying.
Well, you're gonna
Yeah,
have to
I
grow
ain't gonna
up,
lie,
Caillou.
though,
The
he
world
was
doesn't
kind of
revolve
annoying.
around you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, James, this kid is 4
I mean
years
that.
old.
I mean, I'm not
Where's
gonna
this
let my
kid?
kids watch
And
that. I mean,
agree,
it's canceled
but a
anyway.
big problem with Caillou
Yeah.
isn't the fact that he's a brat, but it's with his
Because
spineless
like, you should,
parents.
because you shouldn't let your
Caillou's
kids get
mom
away
just
with
lets him
everything.
Get away with everything.
Yeah.
Whenever I misbehaved, you know what happened to me? I had to go sit in the timeout corner. You know what happens to Caillou? Nothing.
Yeah,
Not
a normal
once
person
does Caillou ever
would
get
get
It's
punished.
always his mom just being like, Caillou,
Yeah.
what you said wasn't very nice. Now go behave, okay? 0 out of 10 with
And
the
all the
show
shows
with
were
just the
animated,
humans.
but
I
there's
hate
also
it.
some
I just
non-animated
realized that
shows
all the
too
shows I
that
mentioned
he
were
watched.
animated, but there was a lot of non-animated
Of course,
shows that I
Sesame
still
Street, it is
watch,
Between the
but
Lions.
Whatever, I could just say that these shows fit the theme of my channel. Or
Which
I can
I
make
like that
part
show
two, I can
too.
do whatever I want. Now, as a die-hard PBS fanboy, I think I speak for everyone when I say that what PBS was missing was a crossover episode.
Yeah, PBS
How hard
never
would
had
it
a
have been
crossover
for
episode.
The Clifford people and the Dragon Tales people to coordinate an episode where the three-legged dog finds the dragon scale. He could dig it up out of the sand as dogs like to dig. Except this dog wouldn't be
Yeah,
that good at
I mean,
digging. And then he
yeah.
would meet up with the wheelchair
And they
dragon
could be
and they
best
could be
friends because they
I would've
because they
loved
both have
that.
disabilities.
As much as I'm joking about it,
Yeah.
as a kid, I actually really wanted a crossover episode between the shows Clifford and Clifford's Puppy Days.
Okay,
which
I've
is
seen
another
Clifford's
show
Puppy
that follows
Days
Clifford
before.
Before he was interesting, when he was tiny.
Yeah, me
So
too.
before Emily Elizabeth loved
Yeah,
him.
but Emily
So there was a bunch
Elizabeth
of
didn't
new
really love
characters
him.
that all knew Clifford when he was little,
No.
and the two shows existed in the same universe. So it wouldn't have been that unbelievable for Clifford to visit his childhood home.
He's like,
and then all
how
the
do you
other
not like a
characters that
small
used to call
dog,
him
but you
small
really
or
love
Squirt
a
would see
big
him now
dog?
and be like, wow,
Yeah.
The size of a
what happened to
building.
You see, it's funny because
Yeah.
it's a kid's show and you wouldn't expect them to say that. I waited patiently.
It's like the size
for
of a
that
building, or
crossover
maybe a
episode,
human.
but it never came.
Yeah.
All those in favor of a COVID-19 vaccine, raise your arm. Safe and effective.
But at least I have fan fiction. George.
Yeah, at least he has fan
wagged his
fiction.
tail and
Jorge,
smiled.
he
Clifford,
wagged his tail.
It's so good
Clifford,
to see you. He nuzzled him as
he
he greeted.
nuzzled.
Nice to see
Nice
you
to see you too.
It's been over
It's been over 7 years since I last saw you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had, Clifford
Had.
said happily.
Clifford said
George
happily.
turned his back to the hill. Here I
Wow.
come. There's no quotation mark.
Clifford
by
the-
way. He got ready to tackle him. He punched George off, and they rolled down.
Jorge,
Then, when they
you
got
mean?
to the bottom, George pinned Clifford, who was panting.
Wow, really?
Three looked at the two of them, who seemed to be having a staring contest.
Wow, a
They
staring
decided to
contest?
go they somewhere else.
Yeah.
Both laughed and Clifford got off of him.
Mm-hmm.
He sat down and waited for George to stand up.
For Jorge
So,
to stand
what
up?
are we gonna do?
What
The
are we
Red
gonna
Dog
do?
said we'll be getting into
Oh
a-
my gosh!
Okay, that's enough. Hello everyone, I'm back. Did any of you watch these shows as a kid? That's cool, I guess.
So yes, I have watched those shows as a kid. And I really miss my childhood.
Yeah, same.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this, and keep liking, commenting, and subscribing.